Hello everyone, my name is John Sierra and I am a Tolkien scholar, and I'm going to be playing for you the last bit, and this might be an extra long one because the last bit is very long, of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings Volume 1 for the SNES. The last time we reached the Mines of Moria, we got the door open, and now we're going to go ahead and get our way through Moria. Moria is the longest portion of the game. I feel like they were almost doing sort of like a take on Ys, some of the older Ys games. The final dungeon area would be almost half the game, in a sense. It's not quite that bad. Well, I guess it could be. The game thankfully did come with all the maps that you could ever want of Moria, but they were difficult to figure out. I do have the Moria map up in front of me here. So let's head on in. So, oh, my controller's not on. There we go. All right. Time to explore Moria. As legend goes, this is Gimli. As legend goes among my people, many defenses were placed to guard against invaders. Some of the doorways are blocked by magical doors that can only be opened by scrolls and books that contain magic phrases. That didn't so much happen in... they had to use a magic phrase to get through the main door into Moria, because they had to say friend Melon in Sindarin, because that side, that door was mainly for elven use, really. The country of Holland or Oregion was right there, and they were good friends with the dwarves of Khazad-dûm. But of course, it's a video game, and they have to video game it out. We're doing on health right now. Oh, okay, not amazing, but not too bad. It's best to not get into too much trouble here, but... Our first item is through door number 1. There's an orc. There's a fern. That helped things up a bit. Okay, now studying this map, let's see. Okay. We're going to want to go to the eastern section of this first part first, I believe. So let's go through door number 2 here. I don't know what Gimli's doing, but he's doing a bang-up job. I'm really only going to stop to fight enemies when I absolutely must. I might as well, this guy's dogging me. There we go. We're just going to keep making our way east here. Yeah, we'll start by going up this way. Get that snake. Up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs, up the stairs. I believe there should be an item over this way. It's a troll. Oh, it's a sword, though. Alright, well, let's make sure that this is safe to pick up. That's not going to roll me under here. So his strength is 52. I'm going to make a save here just in case it's going to be bad, but it should be fine. Oh, it's a dagger, rather. Elven dagger. Okay, so never mind. I thought it was a sword. So that's likely, I guess Pippin must have that. I don't see Pippin. I don't know if he's still around. If not Pippin, then Sam. Oh, it's Pippin. Okay. Gonna make our way to the left here. Taking more damage than I'd care to. Because of my bad timing with the trolls. Well, here's our next item. And that's a scroll. So if we look at this, scroll. Scroll of Floy. Floy was a dwarf that was one of the dwarves that went with Balin. Balin was one of the dwarves in The Hobbit. He was one of Thorin's companions, and Balin left with a few of the dwarves from The Hobbit, as well as some other dwarves from Erebor, one of which was Floy, to retake Moria, and they all died. Floy actually didn't make it all the way to Moria. He died outside near the Mirrormere when they were waylaid, and he was buried close by. A very interesting choice to use Floy instead of one of the more familiar dwarves, because not many people would know that character all that well. Alright, so now we're going to make our way down. Backtrack a bit. Down the stairs, down the stairs. Ugh. And you're thinking it's weird that... oh, wrong way. That Gandalf is not with us, but he will be with us before the end. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, I see what I did. What I have to do. So to get down to there... No, I don't quite see how that's connected, though. That's bizarre. That has to be connected somehow. Well, I'll figure it out. The map is a little strange looking there. There's a whole... Maybe down through here? No? There's a whole section off to the... Here we are. To the right that I want to get to. Oh, I see. It looked like... That stairs look like a wall on my map. Okay, we're doing good. Okay. So there's another object very close by here. Take care of the orc first. Oh! That's a fern. Still don't have as much health as I'd like to have, but you know. So I actually think, well, we'll go this way. We have to go both ways. I actually think it doesn't matter. I think we can get to where I need to go either way. We hop over here, and there's another item up in this room. Oh, and there's our first gray orc. They are... I remember there being red ones. And then gray ones. I might be remembering the order slightly wrong. Okay, that's a key. We will need that. Well, I need to come over this way more. Really? It's fruit. Frodo got him. Okay. And we'll backtrack out of this area completely and go back more towards the beginning of Moria, because we had gone up north at the very beginning, and then we went off to the east, and now we're going to want to go to the western section here. some of the stairs look like walls on the map there. It's kind of strange. There's a bunch of places like that now that I see it. Specifically this stair here, but a bunch of them are like that. Oh, really? Once our power gets up very high, we'll want to make sure to not really fight any more enemies to it up, because you won't want to level up at that point. Alright, so now we're going to make our way to the west. Keep going this way until we see a staircase. Actually, there is an item. Yeah, there's an item right there. Well, I can get that. I have to go up here first, though. Alright, that's a fern. That's actually all the items in this entire first section, this first large section of the map. We're gonna head this way, which we'll need a key according to Sam, so let's see if the key that I got, it should be good. Otherwise, not much Moria key. Not much reason to get it otherwise. Okay, I'm gonna need another section of the map for this. Now, there's a whole southern section to this that we can safely ignore. There's no reason to go south. We'll start by going up here. And up in here, there's another item. Oh, really? I thought it might be a healing item. It's a fern. Aragorn knows where to find the ferns. Don't know what they're doing in Moria, but, you know, it's like that. This way. 3 staircases, 4 staircases. And we're going to go this way, to which there are a couple more items that we're going to need. You can see them right there. Got him. Didn't even take a hit that time. Alright, that's another key. Oh, now there's 2 trolls. As long as they leave Frodo alone, right? Frodo wasn't even near them, so... Another fern. Alright, health is slowly going up. Oh! They just keep respawning. Alright, let's come out of here. Let's come out of the troll room. There's not much reason to be in the troll room now that we've got our objects. There's only one more item to get in this whole section, and then we'll go back to the previous one. So we're going to go down all these stairs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to go in this door. Just go where the air is sweeter, that's all. Somebody leveled. I think it was me. Ooh, another troll. Oh, this is wrong. Okay. I went a little too far. Gotta go this way. Yes. It's a bit of a roundabout way to go, but we have to go this way. I can see the item there. I think it's a sword. Leave Frodo alone, you bastard. The guy didn't know his father at all. Got him. Okay, very good. Alright, so... once again, I'm just going to save it just in case the sword makes me too powerful. It's an elven sword, so that's better than the named sword. You would assume that the named sword would have been of elvish origin. So his strength is 85. At this point, that's very, very high. We don't need to really fight any more enemies unless we absolutely have to. We certainly don't need to pick up any more swords, although I will save it and pick them up just to comment on them. Because I remember some pretty important swords being featured in this game in some pretty unusual places. So we're going to head down here and just sort of backtrack. I don't know. Just better to walk past him. That's more than enough strength to defeat the final boss. Frodo can't get into too much trouble because I'm leaving the area. Now, I do want to check on his health, though, because it seemed that Frodo might have taken a few hits. Did I lose somebody? I have Frodo, I have Pippin. It looks like I lost Sam. I didn't hear the sound effect of losing a character. Alright, well, he's got good health, so yeah, Sam was pretty low level, too. Now, actually, the next place that we need to go to isn't super far from here. Okay, yes, here we are. Wait a minute. Where am I? I seem to have, lost my way a bit. Let me go over here. I don't recognize the area. Oh, this is where this was. The fern. Well, I didn't need that. But that's not what I was, Give me one moment here. I seem to be a little turned around. Yeah, okay. I wasn't as far back as I thought. I know where I am now. My mistake. I thought I had already reached the previous part of the map, but it did in fact not. No, but we don't need to go to... You see, that's the issue. That's that southern section that we don't need to mess with. We just need to go to the east. Okay. That was where the mistake lied. I went south instead of east. Okay, so now we're back in sort of that first section. And like I said, where we need to go to the next section of the map is very close by, actually. We just need to come down here. And then just sort of do the same thing with the doors that I did before. Goblin will go away, but I really don't need to deal with him. And then once we're through here, we should have to be in the next part. Okay, so we're gonna need I think it's Sam's job to tell me that you need a key, and he died, so but that's okay. I know that doors require keys. There we go. Alright, so the first thing we're going to need to do is kind of make our way a bit to the northeast section. It's a little while before there's anything of interest. I love the music in here. I have to say, the Moria themes are very cool. Very, very much gives you the feeling that you're, you know, that you're in Moria. But, yep, I've been here. Well, actually, wait, hold on. Not the, yeah, actually, northwest first, then northeast. Wait, why am I fighting this guy? We don't need to mess with him. So I'm gonna come up here and go this way. And this is where we can use the scroll, I believe. Alright, so we got Floyd's scroll open, that door open. And there are 2 objects to get in this whole area. This area is pretty big, though. We're gonna basically make our way straight to the items that we need and ignore everything else. Come up here, and then we're gonna bear our way to the west again. Like I said, we're trying to get northwest. Actually, I think I wanna... yeah, I think I'm gonna go down here. Actually, how am I gonna get there? Let's see. Yes, like this. We go down here. Down here. And make our way over this way. Down here. And this will lead us to the first of the 2 items that I mentioned. Which does appear to be a dagger of some sort, so I'm just gonna grab it. I look like Pippin leveled. Good for Pippin. I don't think any of these characters other than Frodo and Aragorn will survive the final encounter, but, you know, do the best you can. Oh, wait, wrong door. There's one more item, but, like, much further up to in the northwestern portion here. It's not a bad depiction of Moria, really. It could be better, but for the time, it's just that if you're coming here with all the characters at once, and trying to keep everybody alive, not only is it pretty much impossible to do, but it slows the game down a lot. Like having that many characters to keep track of. There's our last item for this western portion. And it's a key. To beat the final boss, we're gonna abuse the fact that the game supports multiplayer to keep Frodo out of the way while I fight Durin's Bane. Alright, so we're gonna make our way past where the door was that we used Floyd's scroll to get through. This way. Boom, boom, boom. Then we go down here. Should be some stairs. And off to the east. Okay, very good. Pass through this whole little minor section here. And here's where we used Floyd's scroll. So now we're going to make our way to the eastern section. See how much it slows down just having a few characters and a bunch of goblins on the screen. So there's one more item I'm going to grab before I pass into the next area. It's a lot of goblins. And that involves going down this way. Had a feeling. Okay. Really? I don't need to mess with this guy, but he won't let me past him. Alright. And then we just go this way. And we'll need one of our keys to get through here. Another Moria key. Okay. So this next area is very straightforward. Pretty easy to get through. Only one item that we'll need to worry about. We're generally making our way west. But we will detour at one point. I don't think a snake is going to level me up. Even if I level up once or twice, it's probably fine. But I don't think we can pick up any more swords at this point. So here's where our detour is, and I'm going to just get back to the east to get one item. And then we'll go back west to get to the next section. There it is. Another fern. Hey, at least my health is over 200 now. Frodo's killing an orc, and I think he also got the snake that was over there. Good for Frodo. We don't really need to babysit him much. And then it's going to be a pretty straightforward run. Just keep going west. We'll have to move south here. And then keep going west. I'm going to ignore that. And that should bring me to the next section. Okay, so now this one I believe is a little more complicated. Yeah, okay. So from where I am, first thing we're going to need to do is... Well, we need to get out of where I am first. Alright, go up the stairs. Maybe this won't take as long as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be very, very extra long, but we're making really good progress here. Oh, actually, no. Okay, yeah, that's not the right way. We will have to go that way, but I don't have the item that I need to go that way yet. We need to go through the doors. Wait. Here we are, here we are, here we are. Just keeping an eye on this map until we can go east a bit. I believe there should be an item, probably a healing item here. Yep, that's a fern. Okay. Either that or it was going to be a key. Or a scroll. If we go into this little side area, there's a... Oh, that's definitely a sword. So I'm going to have to save it before I grab it. Because I'm sure it's actually going to weaken me. Unless I get very lucky. Let me go ahead and make a little quick save here. So, Anduril. So, Anduril, Flame of the West, right? Anduril. So, Anduril was Aragorn's sword, but at first he was carrying a broken sword called Narsil, which was Elendil's sword. When Elendil fought Sauron, he fell in battle. And as he fell, he was a very big man, the tallest man ever to walk Middle-earth. He was 8 feet tall or more. And as he fell, the sword broke in half below him, and he perished. and then Isildur took one of the halves of the sword, and that's what he used to cut off Sauron's finger. He did not fight Sauron. It was not like in the film. Sauron was already on the ground, pretty knocked out, not as close to dead as you could get for Sauron, and that separated him from the ring, the one ring, the source of his power. Now, and then those shards, the shards of Narsil, because it was called Narsil originally, which is, I forget what Narsil actually means, but Anduril is Flame of the West. So it was carried down through Aragorn's family, through Isildur, and down all the way down to Aragorn. And when he was in Rivendell, the film made it seem like it was in many pieces and that the sword was kept in Rivendell and that it was reforged later, but in fact Aragorn had it on him already. And when he passed through Rivendell, he got it reforged there, and he renamed it Anduril, or Flame of the West. The more literal translation of Anduril would be Brilliance of the Land of Gift. Land of Gift referring to Numenor, brilliance like a sunrise, flame. So anyway, it was not found in Moria. The idea of finding Anduril in Moria is really funny. That should have been an upgrade that he got while he was in. You see, now his strength has gone down to 17. We can't have that. So we're going to load that save back up and leave Anduril there. You know, that should have been an upgrade that he got while he was in Rivendell, right? Oh, we have to go up through here. I guess I could grab that heal as I pass by as well. Just watch the gray orc. Oh. Well, I still came out ahead. Alright, so we're gonna pop back here. And there's another item right here. That's a fruit. I'm actually at full health now. And then we're gonna pop up through here. Hopefully get away from these orcs so that the game doesn't keep speeding up like that. Alright, so now we're going to need to make our way as far west as we can. Which, that won't help. We have to go this way. And another one of those familiar sections where I seem to always be going west through these sections. Although we will be coming back through here, through the east. I didn't know if I was going to have the opportunity to record this today. I was happy to be able to do that. Oh wait, that's incorrect. That's not what we want. Keep going west. Maybe it's like don 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 don. Wait, don't mess with the orcs. Just go. Alright, here we are. Oh, blue troll though. He might have to take out. Ugh. It keeps turning me around. There we go. Okay. Just because he could do a lot of damage specifically to Frodo. Alright, there's two items. One is up in this way, so we're going to go up in this way. The blue trolls are probably the toughest enemies other than Durin's Bane. Although I think there's also red orcs at some point, I seem to remember. Oh, that's an axe for Gimli. Heavy axe. Gimli never got like any sort of like second axe. The axe that he carried with him to Imladris at the beginning of Book 2 was the same axe that he used throughout the entire saga. He did lament that it was notched when he used it to decapitate what's this way? An orc that wore a spike collar at the Battle of the Hornburg at Helm's Deep. But as far as I know, he continued to use that axe. Okay, I'm a little... Yeah, this is correct, yeah. It's another key. Okay, cool. So now we're going to kind of go back to where we first came in here. So we're going to have to backtrack quite a bit. Which involves first going a great deal to the... why'd I go that way? To the east. To the east. Which rises. I don't want to mess him with Frodo, but... Got him. Alright. I took a lot of damage, but... You see how much damage I took that... Oh my god, he's back. There we go. Wait. Where am I exactly? It's this way. Okay. I don't like those blue trolls very much. Not such a fan of them. I mean, it's actually not that hard to, as long as there's not too many characters in the screen and too much slowdown, to fight Durin's Bane without taking, oh, wait, wrong way, too much damage. It can get confusing with Gandalf being there, and Legolas is there, and he's useless, you know, it's... No Boromir for some reason. Oh, okay, wait, I've gone too far. We're not doing that just yet. How did I get that far down? Alright, that far to the east. I think it's actually here. Because we need to backtrack, actually. I need to go that way, but not just yet. Gotta backtrack first. Now I know exactly where I am, okay. So far it's Mary and Sam who haven't made it. Down through all these doors. And off back this way. And this is where we first came into this section. We're gonna go off to the east part. Where I first went up these stairs and I said, wait, no, not yet. Because I didn't have the key that I needed. Is it this way? No, it's further up. Speaking of which, let me get that equipped. This goblin's just like, I'm gonna follow you. Ah, he wasn't even swinging in that direction. Alright, so that's another scroll. Once I leave this room, I'll take a look at the scroll. I believe it's Oin. I remember it being Floi and Oin. Oin was in The Hobbit. He was one of Thorin's 13 companions. It was always Ori, Dori, Oin, Gloin, Bifer, Bofer, Bomber, you know? Scroll of Oin. Yeah, Oin also didn't make it. He went with Balin. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go back down here. And we're going to go to where we can make use of that scroll. Which is actually very close to an area that I've already been to. Where am I exactly right now? I am confused is where I am. Did I go too far back? Is that what I did? That may have been the case. Yeah. I went too far back. Get him, Pippin. I went a little too far back, yeah. I see what I did. I went down the stairs, but then I didn't go back up the doors. So let's do that. That's what I get when I glance too much at the screen and not enough at the map. But, you know, I don't like when I'm recording something to be always looking to the right, you know? We've been up this way before, though. We're just going to take a slightly different path. Oh, why even bother? Alright, I need to look at this very quickly, though. Oh, I see. Okay. Yep, up this way. Through here. And then once again this way. And the only difference here is that we're going to go east instead of west, which is what we did last time. Now that we have that scroll, we can do that. Let's use the scroll. Go into this next section. Okay. We have some stairs to climb. Oh, Frodo just annihilated that guy. He says, no more. A far cry from the more, I don't want to say pacifistic, but more, merciful Frodo from the books. There should be an item over here. Of course, there's some gray orcs there, but... And it's a fern, which... Well... Could have been better. I probably came out better than I was before. Okay, so here, we're going to make our way to the west first. It's going to be another one of those very familiar looking areas that I always seem to be traveling west through. Although once again we will be traveling back east through it. Very familiar, the fire pit, the 2 rows of double doors, the fake out door to the up and down. We're just going this way. Gimli, you could have acted faster. Well, the snake didn't get me, so there's that. There are red orcs, and there's one right there. I don't know if I should mess with him or not, but... So that's armor, so that should be right on, Aragorn. And that's good, because it's not like his defense is going to overflow. That, generally speaking, doesn't happen. See, his defense is still not good. It's just 37. It never gets that high. So there's no such thing as too much armor. There's too much in the way of swords, but not too much armor. So now we're going to make our way all the way east. And there's a few more items to grab, and then we'll backtrack out of this part. Wait, not that one. No. I should know better. I feel like there obviously have been so many greater video games based on the Lord of the Rings. It's just that because this is well, I don't want to say the first one that I played, because I played a few of them previous to this on a computer, on a PC, a DOS back in the day. But that was not, that's a dagger, I believe. But I'm gonna make a save anyway. It's just an elven dagger that we don't actually need. But it was the first console video game that I had played based on the Lord of the Rings, and it was a great disappointment to me as a kid, but I could almost sort of appreciate it now. Oh, wrong, come out of here. It has a sort of a kusoge appeal. Kusoge is a Japanese term for bad games that we still play for some sort of entertainment value. There's a sort of a kitschy appeal to them. And the translation there, "ge" for game, that's not like a Japanese word, but it's kuso game, kusoge, and kuso means poop, believe it or not. So when you say, "Oh, I'm enjoying me some kusoge," it's I'm playing a poop game. Make our way up here for the next item, which I think that's the important one. We got the armor. There's got to be something important in here. Probably a key, either a key or another scroll. But I believe there were only the 2 scrolls, Floy and Oin. Actually, no, it's not. That's just a dead end with a blue troll in it. There's our item. And it is, of course, a key. Oh. He swings in front of him, I am behind him, and I got hit. Because poor programming. Alright, now we're going to backtrack completely out of this area. And back to the previous map where, before I had used the key to get in here. Or the scroll, rather. So down, down, down the stairs. They never had to backtrack very much in Moria. It was pretty much running straight through it, you know. Well, at first they were going through it at a, I don't want to say relaxed pace, but a careful pace. But then after, once all hell had broken loose, it was, Gandalf, fly, 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 swords of no use here, fly. And then the Balrog comes, Everything's terrible. Come down here. In my head, I thought red orcs and then gray, but I guess I was slightly off on that. The gray ones appear first and then the red ones. But, yeah. More stairs. You think the orcs would be more clothed, that they would have like full armor and whatnot? They want you to very clearly see the color of the skin to indicate how strong they are. Alright, so this brings me back into the previous area. And it's not a very far way to go to get to where I need to go. Let me get that key ready. There it is, the Moria key. We're just really coming down here and then going to the east, and we should see a door where we will need that key. I'm trying to do this with the manual and the maps there. Was very difficult. And I said I did manage to get to Durin's Bane as a kid. I didn't manage to defeat him. Okay, so it's a big area, but it's pretty straightforward. There's a whole northern section here that we're just largely unconcerned with. There's no items, but we do have to cut through it very quickly. So just as soon as we can go south, we take that opportunity. One of the hobbits is getting into it, or it could be Gimli, but let's be real, it's one of the hobbits. And this should be a pretty familiar looking area, but it is new, which I will come over here and grab this. Nice fern there. Okay. Gimli and Frodo just taking names here. And this leads to another item. Just keep going south, 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 south. And then we go west. And this leads to another one of those treasure rooms that always seems to have this design there. And you can see there's snakes, there's armor. Oh. You know he's going to appear again. So another plate armor, and that probably went to Frodo. Speaking of which, I gotta rescue him here. I don't think I've ever seen what happens when Frodo goes down while you're controlling Aragorn. I don't believe that's ever come up for me, but I know it's a game over. Okay, so now we're going to go north, 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 until we can skip on over here and go south again. In this very familiar area. And this is another treasure. You can see this is likely something important. It's probably not a healing thing. Probably a key or something. That's a key, alright. There's like one or two more items, but I don't think we need to bother with them because we got the key that we need to get to the next area. So that's where I'm going to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go up here again. And go north, north, north. Until we can cut across here. And we go north. And we're just going to go to the east here. I don't believe there's anything else of interest in this area. Just letting you know which map to look at. But I already know that. Down, down, down the stairs. And then to the east. But I believe we have to go up this way. Again. This is the same area we've been seeing quite a lot, to be honest. Oh, that was incorrect. Guess I have to go up here. Yes, yes, this is correct. Okay, there's the door. So let's get the key ready. I think we're nearly there, though. I think there's just maybe 2 or 3 more sections. Oh. This is another rather large area. And there's a whole western section that we're not going to need to concern ourselves with. Because none of the items there are anything important. Okay, so here we are, and I'm going this way, I believe. Yes. Keep going north, but not there. We're going to start making our way to the east. There is one item that I'm going to have to go out of my way to get. But it's coming up right here. And up another one of these staircase rooms, which always reminded me of... it strangely reminds me of Final Fantasy IV on the SNES, which was released in the United States initially, at least, as Final Fantasy II. And the ending had, like, a lot of sections where you zigzagged back and forth on stairways like that. Am I incorrect here? Oh, I see. I gotta go up here. And then, yeah. Okay, that was my mistake. And then we make our way to the west to get this. So it's a book. Let's take a look at it. Book of the Ages. So I don't really know what that refers to. Book of the Ages in terms of Tolkien. It was never mentioned Book of the Ages. There was a book that was greatly important in near Balin's tomb in Moria. That was Well, I believe that actually comes up in this, that you do find it as an item, but... Or I could be incorrect. We're gonna go down all these stairs again. We're gonna just go down here and make our way this way. And there's sort of two ways to go. There's to the north and to the east. And we eventually want to make our way to the north, but we have to hook around to the east first because we don't have the key to go to the north. So we're gonna head east first, which is, oh, a little easier said than done. I have to go north further. Cut across here and go down. Oh. It pretty much has become the walking game at this point. There's the book. There was a snake beyond that door. That's rather strange. Okay. This is a very small area. There's a couple of items to get. And since they're all sort of in the same region, I'll just grab them all, even though I believe I know where the important one is. So now I'm operating off of memory of where I had been when I played this game on Twitch. And I know I'm nearing the end. There's a fern. Okay, good. I was hoping not to get hit there, but Frodo just killed a troll. Frodo just killed a troll and leveled up. Good for Frodo. He's doing fantastic. Oh. Oh no, there are. Oh, that's not a. That's like a different sort of troll. It's a different sort of orc. So there are. Those must be like, I guess, white orcs. That. Yeah, that's why I was thinking. That's all, because that's not the same as the gray orcs that we saw earlier. I don't know if Gimli can really do much there, but oh, he's doing it. Gimli's faster attacking animation definitely helps him out a bit. Characters are getting quite aggressive here, which can be problematic. Alright, and the last item we need is not that direct, not that way at all. It's down this way. Yeah, see there's the darker gray and there's the paler ones, which I guess you'd say they're white orcs or silver orcs or something. So there must be even stronger than the. See, that's not one. It had a green sheen to it. See, is that the different? Yeah, you see they're different. That's why I thought the most power. There's a key. I thought the most powerful ones were gray or light gray. So I was correct in that. Eventually, I was correct. Alright, now we're going to go back to the previous area. And remember I had said there were two ways to go. There was north and there was east. We needed to go north, but we needed that key to do so. Thankfully, very quick backtrack through here. Frodo had to go out of his way to cause some mayhem. I'm glad I was able to see the two sort of gray orcs together like that, so I wasn't thinking that I was completely mistaken, only partially. Oh, way to go, Gimli. So the red ones are not the toughest ones. Alright, so we are at the end of the game here. So we'll talk to Legolas. He's useless, but we'll talk to him. I have been searching all over Moria for you. I can feel a dark presence. The orcs have raised an ancient evil from the pits of Moria. So this is interesting because it suggests that that Legolas was the first to sense Durin's Bane, when in fact it was Gandalf that sensed Durin's Bane. He did not know what it was at first. Legolas did identify it when he visually saw it, and he cried out, a Balrog has come, and Gandalf was sort of like, I should have known. This is terrible. It also suggests that it was the orcs who raised the Balrog, when in fact it was the dwarves who accidentally, through really no fault of their own, woke up Durin's Bane that was sleeping far beneath Moria for a very long time since it fled the War of Wrath at the end of the First Age, and came to dwell underneath Moria, and eventually they delved very deep looking for Mithril, and it awoke. And that was the fall of Khazad-dûm. So the orcs did come to Moria. There was Azog and his band of orcs. They took over, but the Balrog was already awoken. So there's another book that we found. We're at the very end here. Okay, so this is the Book of Mazarbul, which is that's the book of records kept by the dwarves, and with the book being here and this object here, you could suggest that this may be actually Balin's tomb, and this is where Balin is buried. I can't actually use the book or anything, but let's talk to Doom, drums in the deep. Talk to Gandalf real quick. The evil approaches. Run. The exit is near. And he has now joined us. We would have all 8 members of the Fellowship of the Ring, obviously, minus Boromir, because he doesn't join in this game for whatever reason, but some of them didn't make it. Rest in pepperonis to Meriadoc Brandybuck and Samwise Gamgee, and probably all of these other guys except for Frodo are probably not. Well, Gandalf's not supposed to make it. Doom. Gandalf's not supposed to make it. Oh, use the book to open that. Okay. What a bizarre thing to get the book and then immediately use it like that. There are a few things we can pick up before we fight the final boss. We might as well do it because we're at the end. If we go up here, that's where the final boss is. So we can head off in this direction first. And you can see a little object there that I'll grab. Gandalf also doesn't attack or anything. Like if I control him, see, he doesn't attack or parry, but he does have animations for attacking. But that's the Atlas. Okay, we could use that for healing. That's King's Foil. Oh, look who's here. Oh, and I leveled from that? Well, I'm probably fine, but let me check my attack stat. 86, we're fine. Okay. As long as it doesn't go above 99. But he does have attack animations that you'll only see when he's fighting the Balrog. We're going to abuse the fact that this is a 2-player, well, actually it's a 4-player game, to keep Frodo safe during the final boss. Sort of skirting around the edge here so I can go this way, where there's another item I can grab. You guys can see the absolutely ridiculous ending to this. That's a sword. To the Fellowship of the Ring game. So you think, what could be a stronger sword for Aragorn than Anduril, right? So let's save it. I'll show you. Glamdar. Now, I know what you're thinking. What in the heck is Glamdar? What is Glamdar? I've never heard of Glamdar. And we'll look at the stats and show you why I'm not keeping it. See, that brought his strength to 50, which means that's a very big boost, going from 86 to essentially 149, but the game can't handle 149. So, I mean, I could even look up, I could Google it, right? I'm not going to go to any specific, I'm just going to type in Glamdar. Glamdar, and see what comes up, right? A character in World of Warcraft, and references to this video game, right? It's probably supposed to be Glamdring, which was actually Gandalf's sword. Before that, it was Turgon's sword. It was forged in Gondolin. Used by King Turgon himself. Lost in the battle that was the fall of Gondolin, eventually came into the hands of Gandalf in the Third Age, in The Hobbit. No reason for it to be in Moria, and no reason for it to be called Glamdar. It could be that they knew that it was wrong to include Glamdring as a weapon specifically for Aragorn and not for Gandalf, and that they just made up a sword name, you know, that they just, well, it sounds like a Lord of the Rings sword, right? So we're just going to walk across here. There's another item in this direction. Oh, it's another axe for Gimli, which I might as well just pick it up just to see what it's called. Because he had an axe, and then he had a heavy axe, and I believe this is going to be something alike to battle axe, probably. Yeah, battle axe. And that's it. We're just going to go fight the Balrog now. Obviously, in The Lord of the Rings, Aragorn doesn't fight the Balrog, Frodo doesn't fight the Balrog, Gandalf fights the Balrog, and everybody else runs. And the Balrog and Gandalf kill each other after 11 days of battle. But, yeah. So I'm going to save it before I make an attempt at this, but I'm going to show you what I want to do. We're going to come up the left side here to where this fire is, and I need to have Frodo over here. You can see Durin's Bane over there. He can't reach us over here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause the game, and I'm going to tell the emulator right now that I am plugging in a second controller. And a third controller. I want some of these characters to live, and I also don't want them in my way. Hold on a second. Where is that? Expansion port. Oh, this doesn't actually... I can just teleview. This isn't supporting 3 and 4. Okay, that's okay. Now notice, because this is second controller, there's no input. Oh, there goes Gimli. Frodo's not moving, so I can fight him. What I could also do is hide Aragorn right here and use the second controller to fight him with Frodo, but Frodo takes too long. Unfortunately, there's not a lot that Aragorn can do with Gandalf getting in the way. And I can't bring up my HUD right now. I can go like this, but for some reason I can't bring up the HUD. I need to know if I get low health, you know? Oh, there goes Gandalf. Alright, now it'll be a little easier because he's not in my way. So you just want him to swing his sword, and then you retaliate if you can. Or maybe I need to hit him before he swings his sword. I'm having a difficult time hitting him. There we go. And then get out. Yeah, hit him first and then get out of the way. Okay. But you have to be good at guessing where he's coming down. Alright, you hit him and avoid his retaliation. I've seen people who speedrun this manage to do it so quickly that Gandalf actually survives. The ending doesn't acknowledge that. The ending still treats Gandalf as being defeated. It doesn't mention that he'll return or anything, and we've won. It's a lot faster than the last time, because the last time I did it, I tried to fight him with Frodo, and it was taking too long. Alright, so let me, yeah, Frodo's the only survivor. I didn't see Legolas go down, but apparently he must have. So let's unplug that second controller, and we can see nobody else made it, but the two important characters did. Let's watch the ending. Doesn't take much more to leave. And if you think about it, technically I've been facing up in this direction north. But if you think of the layout of Moria, where we came in and where we're leaving, we're actually facing east. We are coming from the west and going out the eastern gate. You could say it's at the eastern section and maybe facing north or something like that, but I don't think that's the case. It's just sort of interesting the way that worked out. Especially, I think, as soon as you come out here, you're immediately... First of all, you're immediately in Lothlorien. There's none of the things that happen between the exit from Moria, and they're not like chased by orcs and having to run and everything, and then traveling to Lothlorien. You're immediately in Lothlorien. It made it seem like Lothlorien was right outside of the western gate of Moria. See, we're in Lothlorien, and we're facing to the right here. Thus at last, you come beyond hope under the sky and feel the wind on your faces. The sun shines brightly, and the sharp yellow light stings your eyes. From the darkest of all lands, your party victoriously enters the woods of Lothlorien. Is Moria really the darkest of all lands? Are we considering that worse than Moria? The fairest of all the dwellings of the Elvish people. Probably yes, I would agree. Well, at least in Middle-earth, not counting in Aemon. What about Tirion upon Tuna? Our quest has been successful, but filled with sorrow, says Aragorn. The quest's not over, but the video game is over, so... My joy, this is Frodo, my joy of victory is bittersweet because of the loss of my friend Gandalf. We shall sing to his memory. And like I said, if you speedrun and you manage to kill Durin's Bane very quickly, you can have Gandalf walking with you as Frodo's lamenting his death. It's kind of wild. When evening in the Shire was grey, his footsteps on the hill were heard. Before the dawn, he went away on a journey, long without a word. Are we talking about Gandalf here, or are we talking about... Hold on a second, I need to see what that was. Are we talking about Bilbo? From Wilderland to Western Shore, from Northern Waste to Southern Hill, through Dragon Lair and Hidden Door and Darkling Woods, he walked at will. So Wilderland refers to Rivanian, you know. They're mainly talking about the Hobbit there. With dwarf and hobbit, Hobbit, I think they mean end. Elves and men, with mortal and immortal folk, we already covered that. With bird on bough and beast in den, in their own secret tongues he spoke. Mixing a little bit of Radagast the Brown in there, no? A little bit of Radagast in there. A deadly sword, a healing hand, a back that bent beneath its load, a trumpet voice, a burning brand, a weary pilgrim on the road. I believe that this poem about Gandalf, this part at least, was actually done by Sam in Lothlorien. Sam didn't make it though, so... A lord of wisdom, throned he sat, swift in anger, quick to laugh, an old man in a battered hat, who leaned upon a thorny staff. Yeah, I think I'm remembering correctly that this was actually Sam's poem. Maybe it's possible that it would say Sam's name here if he had made it. He stood upon the bridge alone, and fire and shadow both defied. His staff was broken on the stone. We didn't get to see that. In Khazad-dûm his wisdom died. Not really, but Sam didn't know that. Let us not mourn him long. We must celebrate the end of our long journey. And Aragorn was mourning just as much as anybody. We are safe in the forest of Lothlorien. Ahead is the city of the Galadriel. Just, I don't know what that is. Where dwell Galadriel. We know about Galadriel. The Lady of Lorien. So get ready for the craziest, wildest depiction of Galadriel possible. We must go now and speak to her. She should be expecting us. No Celeborn, no Haldir, no other elves, in fact. And yes, instead of a white dress, we got a purple dress, and she looks like an old witch. Welcome, Frodo of the Shire and Aragorn, son of Arathorn. Welcome to all who have traveled so far. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Now you shall sleep in peace. Rest now, and in the morn I will have counsel with the ring-bearer. Here is the Mirror of Galadriel. I have brought you here so that you may look in it if you will. So Aragorn wasn't around for the mirror part. It was only Frodo and Sam. And it was at night. And she's blonde. She doesn't have white hair, and she wears a white dress. Many things I can command the mirror to reveal. No, it's not true. And to some I can show what they desire to see, for it shows things that were, things that are, and things that yet may be. She can't command it to show anything. You see what you see. So looking into the mirror of Galadriel, you can see Shire hobbits. One with a very unique sprite walking around. We've never seen that particular sprite before. I can see the Shire. It appears that all is still well at home. How I long to return to the comfort of my hobbit hole. They actually saw the Shire being ruined, and that it made Sam almost want to turn back at that point, although he did decide to stick with it. I can see that you have fought much evil on your own quest. You have shown Sauron that he has underestimated the threat of a band of hobbits. He has too long ignored the residents of the Shire. I mean, he did send Nazgul there, but there's the Eye of Sauron, which was a thing in the books, and it's a bit overwrought in the films, but it was then. What is this evil? He did see it in the mirror. Clearly that's Vati from The Legend of Zelda. Right? I know what it was that you last saw, for it is also in my mind. Do not be afraid. The door is still shut to him. He cannot see you as clearly as you can see him. Not as clearly suggests that he can see you. It is clear that the Dark Lord Sauron's power has been diminished by your bringing the ring to Lothlorien, not true? His power is not great enough to come here. Probably true, but it certainly didn't make Sauron weaker to bring the ring specifically to Lothlorien. But of course, I think they knew they were not going to get to make a second game. I think they knew this was kind of a dud, and that they had to kind of wrap it up. Rejoice, Frodo, for your quest has ended for today. Every day you are here is another day Sauron is kept from becoming the Lord of the Rings. Well, he already is the Lord of the Rings, you know? He is the Lord of the... Or you could say that the One Ring itself is the Lord of the Rings, and he's the Lord of the Ring. He doesn't have the ring, which is true, but he's still the Lord of the Rings. It's still his ring, and it never will be anybody else's. They could claim it, they could use it, they could try to do good deeds. They will not be able to do good deeds. They will only do evil deeds. They will only do Sauron's will. It's funny, this is the second time this year that I've seen this ending, and as a kid I never got to see it. So back to the Red Book of Westmarch. Designed by Matthew Finlay. Okay, art design, Brian Giberson. Also, the inaccuracy of the Balrog itself flying around, you know, not only do Balrogs not fly, they don't have wings at all. You know, they have an aura that can spread from them like wings. But of course, Chucky D, we love his work. I actually do like the music in this game. There's not much of it though. I wish that there were more songs. You know. Also wish it was just generally better designed. But they had something that they could have made it into something really good. You know, but they didn't. You know. The quality assurance, yeah, I don't know about all that. One guy's just named Q. What is he, from Street Fighter? Starring in order of appearance. So this is where they sort of go into the whole... just stop there for a second. The whole... I would call it a myth. I don't know that there's any truth to it, that there was rotoscope animation in this. There was certainly rotoscoped animation in the Lord of the Rings Ralph Bakshi film, and... there was rotoscoped animation in some video games of the 90s, such as Prince of Persia. But I don't think that the quality of the animation here suggests rotoscoping. I don't know. I don't know if they really used rotoscoping. The way that the box that you know when you bought the game, it came in a box and had all these promises of wonder in it, you know, made it seem like that there was like so many frames of animation, and then you get the game and it's a little bit above average in terms of frames of animation for each character, but yeah, not very good. Michael Quarles as Frodo, and probably every other Hobbit, right? Let's be real, they were all the same basic sprite. Alan Pavlish as Gandalf. Sasha the Wonder Dog as the wolf. Maybe they did film a dog running and then sort of draw that. I don't know. Chris Taylor as the Orc Guard. All of the Orc Guards. Brian Henley is the Barrow-wight. Like, how could you rotoscope a Barrow-wight? It seems very strange. M.W. Finlay as Aragorn. And I suppose also Boromir if he ever moved. Thomas A. Decker as the Troll. Jason Magnus as Legolas. He barely animated at all. He just walk here, walk there. Brian Giberson as Gimli. Brian Fargo as the Balrog. Did he float around? Like, I don't understand that. The idea there. Special thanks to Elvis and some Anteaters, Espresso, even that Tolkien guy. The end. Now go read the books. They had to tell you to read the books. Like, read about it so you can see all the things that we got wrong. And I believe the credits just repeat at this point because it goes right back to design by Matthew Finlay. Yeah. So that's it. That's the Lord of the Rings. That's the Lord of the Rings Volume 1 of 1 for the Super NES. I can't recommend actually playing the game unless you really know it as well as I do and you know how to sort of abuse it. But it's a very, very difficult game to actually beat. Not just in terms of its Kusoge appeal, the jankiness inherent in it, but also just the getting lost. I mean, I even got lost a few times with maps up on this giant screen that I have here. You guys, of course, can't see, but they have the one screen here, and I have another off to the side there. And that's the bigger one, and that's where I had the maps, and still I got turned around a few times. But anyway, I am planning to do more playthroughs of some Tolkien-related games and try to give my insights as a Tolkien scholar as I go through it. There was not like a whole lot to talk about here, but I think it was interesting to go through. Another one that I did recently on Twitch was The Hobbit, the GameCube Hobbit game, and I'd like to revisit that as well. And I have... I want to do the Fellowship of the Ring at one point, and also the games based on the films, like such as the Two Towers and the Return of the King, and then of course there's the Middle Earth game, Middle Earth: Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, and I do have those. I haven't played those yet, but anyway, I will see you guys next time with some more content.